Let's see. This is probably like my 4th time recording this, so please bear with me. I might be going a little insane. Uh, I'm selling my PVS7 soon. It really hasn't even been featured on the main channel yet, and I feel like it's an extremely misunderstood night vision device. And everyone's so polarizing on it, so I kind of want to get my opinion out there, talk about it, and like what I thought. I didn't want to make a main channel video on it just because it would take a lot of time, and it's a PVS7. It's not like no one's heard of this before. So yeah, let's get into it. It's a really nice Midwest summer night. Weather isn't actually too bad. I'm not like sweating to death. Stars are just incredible right now, and we got all the fireflies. That's it. There we go. Fireflies. Cool. So let's get into it. PVS7. Long story short, I really wanted to try out a binocular device, right? One eye, two, one objective, 2 eyes, whatever you want to call it. 1 to 2, right? They've always curious me. I've especially been interested because, like, I've heard that no, you can't explain what it feels like until you put it on. I still actually agree with that. I really wish there's a way to simulate it, but I was like, okay, I want to try it out. I really want to try the PVS7. It's the classic, right? I got really down the rabbit hole of looking for a Lucy or a GN1, which are super cool goggles, just really rare in the United States. So I eventually was like, you know what? Fine, I'll just buy a PVS7. I got this for $1,200. It's a Gen 3 Omni 6 PVS7. It has kind of some funky blends on it. The front lens is like a little crushed. So I got a pretty good deal on it. $1,200 with the mount, right? It was like a Rhino 1. So you could argue say I got like the PVS7 itself for $1,150. Sure. Great price, hard to turn up. That type of deal. And I've seen some of them go for like prices around that. I'd say current going price for a blend PVS7 right now is right around $1,300 on a used market, right? And I'd say $1,500 for a clean one. Or like an Omni 7 that's like the best military performing tube, clean one, okay? Hopefully audio is fine, but this is for the B channel. Who cares? But regardless of the point, whatever I'm trying to get at, regardless, what I'm trying to say is these are cheap, but we'll talk price later. So bought it, got it to my door, pulled it out, and in all honesty, I've heard all the stuff like, oh, PVS7 suck, they're so hard to walk in, just get a 14, blah blah blah. I already bought a 14. You're looking through my 14 now. I love my 14s. It's just one of my favorite night vision devices ever, period, to be honest. They're fantastic devices. This is a Omni 8 Elbit PVS 14. Like 2018 CAD. But, right, so I like kind of hear all of the PVS7 bad, just buy a 14. It's like only $500 more. $500 is a lot of money. I mean, I get what they're saying, right? You know, get what you pay for. So I just buy the 7 because I have the cash laying around. Cool thing about analog night vision, if you buy it used, you generally can resell it for the same price you got it for, plus or minus like $100, so you can lose just a little money or make a little money depending on what you're doing. So I buy it with that thing in mind, and gets to my door, put it on. I love it, okay? I'm walking around like property, doing some hikes, doing a little bit of shooting. I legitimately love this device. It's never too extra bright. It's Gen 3, so it handles darkness really well. It's not super noisy. It's way better than any Gen 2 Plus tubes I've used. This is an Omni 6 from like 2006, so it's still pretty old. But I really like it. And then I'm starting to think, like, what could make people hate this? Like, surely it can't be that bad. And please know, I'm doing like 99% of the hiking so far I've done on like terrains I've already hiked before with my 14. But with that in mind, I kind of go back and I'm like, well, this rocks. So if you watch my airsoft video, you know this, but I go to a airsoft event, nighttime airsoft event, and started at 6 p.m., got dark around 7, I think, 7 or 8. So I spent a solid like 4 hours under nods or so, which isn't like a crazy long time, but for like running, gunning, moving, shooting, that's a solid amount of time, I'd say, under nods, right? I know people do it more than me, but you know what I'm trying to say. I got it, and put on the 7s. I was like, well, this is gonna be cool. This will be fun. 7s are drippy, you know. Let's get out there. And I suddenly understood why people hate it, because navigating these things under pressure is really difficult. For some reason, when all you're doing is focusing on walking, you kind of just like, your brain hones in on the fact that like, oh, my objective task is to walk. I'm going to have to pay more attention with this new tool on my face. When your objective is something else like airsoft or something like that, and you're moving, your brain kind of turns off your concentrate, at least for me, turns off whatever concentration that goes into be like, hey, how my eyes are seeing is not how they're used to seeing. And weird things happen fast. You'll trip on the concrete, bump into the buddies in front of you because you have no depth perception. You'll piss other people off because you're in weird places. Yeah, I in fact, during like the second match with these on, I literally almost just left the match to grab my 14 out of my gear bag, because I was like, I don't want to deal with these anymore. Because weirdly enough, like, even though these actually became my go-to beforehand, like, I would pick these out of my, like, I'd take this out of my gear bag more often than I took my 14. Once I got to that match, I realized just the importance of kind of having like a linear optical system, something that you just look directly through, and how nice that is in situations where you just don't even want to think about what's strapped to your head. You just have stuff to get done, and that's kind of the big thing. But once again, these are stupid cheap. So in my opinion, if you know what you're going to be doing with night vision, I don't see a problem with a PVS7, especially for the cost. If you don't see yourself playing airsoft at all, and you're like, I just want to see the stars, I want to hike every once in a while, and I want to shoot on my flat range, PVS7 will get you very similar performance to a $1,800 PVS14 for right around $1,300 to $1,500, and that's probably what it's good for. Let's be real here. It doesn't come with disadvantages, okay? In my opinion, a PVS14 has more upgradability. It's going to be easier to swap to binos. It's going to be easier to switch housings. The glass is more standard, right? And like, people use that in a case for the 14 a lot, and I get it. It makes it more convenient. But the reality is, if you buy a used PVS7, you still have like, we're talking used market, right? Omni market. You could just sell your 7 for roughly the same price you got it for, and then you don't take a loss on it too. Then that can go to a new tube, right? I get what you're saying when you're buying new and you want to kind of just bundle everything together, but I don't really understand the whole argument with like, well, a PVS7 becomes useless once you want to upgrade. No, it's cash. People are going to buy a PVS7, especially if you got it for a good price. You sell it for a good price. If someone gave you a good deal, offer someone else a good deal. Even if you're making a few bucks, right? Like, I bought this one for $1,200. I put some more money. I bought the Wilcox adapter for the helmet so I can use my thing. So I'll probably sell it for like $1,250 or something like that. So I can get my cost back on the Wilcox. But that's still like a good price for someone else. Wilcox amount. So I make $50, but that's really just covering the shipping costs for insurance. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's keep it this way. Let's keep it nice for people, So like, I guess that's part of it. Like, a 7 isn't a bad buy. I think that's really what I'm trying to argue here. So many people are, if you buy a 7, that's a waste of money. But I don't even know if people are like that anymore. I feel like if you get into some of the really autistic night vision community guys, they'll be like, oh, 7's really cool. Everyone should own a 7 in part of their collection. And I actually agree with them, just because they're a lot of fun. They're fun goggles. I'm just everywhere, but this is what it is, a PVS7 rant. So, yeah, that's what it is. If you know what you want and you know what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be shooting on flat range, hiking in like just kind of those more single task things, a PVS7 is a completely fine way, in my opinion, to save a couple bucks. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. If you got the extra money to shill out for a 14, I would recommend that. I think that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad decision to buy a used 7. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't buy a new 7. Let's be honest here. That's just a waste of money. Don't buy a new 7. Like, maybe if you find one of those L3 things in your collector, but still, don't buy a used, like a new 7. let's talk about some things I like about the 7. First of all, the screen's really fun. Binocular, it's very fun. It like feels like a video game kinda, because everything's like very flat, but you still move and things feel things feel 3D based off how you move, kind of like in the same way video games kind of make things feel 3D. And that's just fun. It's just very fun. Like when you put it on, you're like, holy crap, this is night vision. Like I don't see, and then I see. It's like as simple as that. There's no dials to turn. It's just you see, and you don't see, then you see. And that's cool. It's fun. 10130D tubes are, well, this one is a 10130D Omni 6. They're good tubes. They're good American Gen 3 tubes. There's some really old PVS7 tubes. Like once you get to the A and C, we're not going to really talk about because those are collector's items. Super cool. I want one, especially like a C. C's are so cool. But like the B's and D's, the tubes in them are generally pretty good between Omni 4, Omni 7. Like as those numbers get bigger, they're going to be better. I've heard 7s are just fantastic. I only have experiences with the 6, and I really like this tube. It's a great tube. Is my 8 better? 100%. Is this bad? No. Is this better than Gen 2 Plus? Way better. At least like Chinese low FOM Gen 2 Plus. I'm sure if I had some like 2600 FOM Echo high gain, it's gonna beat it, of course, duh. But like I'm talking about Gen 2 Plus in the same price region. Yeah, the other thing is it looks super cool. It's a cool piece of history. These were standard issue for a pretty long time. They're cool goggles. Very easy to work with, in my opinion, unless your collimator gets messed up, then you're screwed. And you can't find a replacement one. Easy to take the tube out of, let's say that. I'd way rather have to repair a 14 than have to get in one of these. The optical assemblies in them are kind of whack, but, yeah, stars look really good through these, because both your eyes kind of see them. For me, in my experience, I think I talked to some people. This seems to be more off like a tube manufacturing thing. I feel like the image of my tube just looks slightly bigger, even though it's still 1x. I don't know. I think just I don't know if that's like real. That's it. Downsides. You'll hate yourself if you play airsoft with one of these. Not really. Seeing's better than nothing, but it still would kind of suck low key. Especially, like, maybe if you're just, like, outside. I was moving in between buildings trying to climb over structures, and that just sucked. Doable. It just sucks. You feel like you're going to smash your face and stuff. Like, if people say it's impossible, like, it's possible to pass a aim with a 7. It's possible to do... It's not. It's just harder. It's harder. If I probably said something wrong at some point in this video. Just, I'm not very intelligent, but, especially on the 7. I've done some research, but not that much, to be honest. I like it. It's just it's a good goggle. It makes me happy. And if you want to buy one, you should. You don't need more of a reason than that. And plus, this is a great loaner goggle for simple hikes. Or like if you have a 14, then you get to wear this, and they use your 14. Like it's a great secondary device to have. Yeah, because I feel like when I give a lot of people monoculars, just like my 14, they'll close their other eye for whatever reason, and then they get all tensioned up, and it's hard to tell them, don't do that. Oh, we got a plane. So just I guess just where it's a good loaner. I'm gonna miss it, but I'm ready to upgrade to duals. Duals will be really nice. I miss my pano bridge, so I'm gonna probably pick up another Omni 8. Then I'll have some cool housing reviews coming up soon. Some really cool this housing is so perfect for what I would want a housing to be. I'm like so ecstatic for it to come out. That's about it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I mean, PVS7 for $1,200 to $1,500 is a great way to get into cheap Gen 3, cheap milspec Gen 3. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. We got a plane. The IR beacons or just beacon? Yeah, it's just normal beacon.